Okay, so welcome. We are going to be concentrating today on task 4 and the beginnings of setting up your score for completing task 4. So we're going to be looking at basically these, I guess, first 5 dot points we're going to have a look at. All right, so first of all, sign in to NoFlight. Remember that you sign in using your Google account. Once you've signed in, we obviously need to create a score. So what we're going to do is we're going to be creating a score using chords 1, 4, and 5, an original melody using the pentatonic scale. We're going to be doing all this in C major. We're going to be writing for piano and bass, so that's 2 instruments, and we're going to be writing in 4/4. So let's go ahead and set that up. So let's click Create, and we're going to start obviously from a blank score because we're going to start from scratch. Here is the score that that gets set up for you straight away. Now you should all be familiar with this landing page. We need to obviously add a bass part. The default score is a piano part. So you've got your treble and bass clef, so your right hand and left hand for piano. We need to add a bass part. So let's click Instruments, add an instrument. We're going to go to Plucked Strings. I'm going to just click Electric Bass and then click OK. Now you'll notice that when it sets this up, that it gives you the instruments plus it's already in 4/4 and it's already in C major. So you've already ticked off step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and name your composition. You can name it whatever you like. I'm just going to call it Composition 1, and you may as well put in the subtitle that this is task 4. I'm the composer. I'm going to click on the composition. And then, once you've done that, you may as well go ahead and save it straight away. So that's the beginnings of how you set your score up. From here, when we write this, your melody is obviously going to go in the treble clef only. Your chords are going to be written here in the bass clef of the piano part, and then the electric bass, that's the part where you are going to write this step down here. The bass part will be the tonic note of each of the chords in crotchets. So go ahead, you can start to put your chords in as you like. So as long as it's chords 1, 4, and 5 in C major, and as long as those chords last for either 4 beats per bar or 2 beats per bar, it should be all good to go. I'll start here for you just to show you one chord. So I'm going to write, let's say for 2 beats, I'm going to have a C chord. Now don't forget that when you add the notes, you're in the bass clef. You are not writing chords in the treble clef. So now I'm just going to put the letters C, E, G of chord 1, and then I might decide that, you know what, I think I'm going to have that for 4 beats per bar. So now I've only got 1 chord per bar. I might decide that I want to have chord 4 in bar 2. I've got to make sure that it's 4 beats long. So on and so forth. If I'm going to write my bass part, which is just the tonic note, which is the bottom note of the chord, you just write those in crotchets. The bottom note of this chord here is C. So my bass line is going to be C. The bottom note of this chord is not C. The bottom note is F. And there's my bass line. From here, the melody can only be using the notes of the C major pentatonic scale. The C major pentatonic scale, as we know, is C, D, E, G, and A. You can create a melody however you like in the top there. Remember that you've got melodies that you can look at from Let It Be, as well as melodies that you've written based on Let It Be, and you can also have a look at the melody of I Will Wait by Mumford & Sons. They're all using the pentatonic scale. You can have a look at those and you can get started.